afternoon, everybody. Our topic of my reporting is communication tools in hospitality industry. Communication in hospitality industry. Communication is the most important and the most used of all skill in the hospitality industry. They spend the largest portion of their time in verbal or written communication with their employees or outside parties. Communication in hospitality industry, for example, mobile door day, which means hotel are ditching the plastic card and allowing guests check their room with their mobile phone. Ibig sabihin po nito, chine-check po nila yung guest nila through mobile or internet. Another example of communication industry is self-service, fixed mobile convergence, guest app, battle for bandwidth, location based on service, teach language. Decision making is the core of planning. Decision can be made without planning, but planning cannot be done without making decision. Planning can be defined as the process of selecting a future course of action. An efficient functioning of an enterprise entirely depends upon the effectiveness of the system of communication. Facilitating in coordination. It is a regular communication between assurance and provider. Efficiency of manager depends upon his ability to communicate effective with the member of his organization. Cooperation in industrial peace. It promotes cooperation between the employee and the employees. Function of communication. Without communication, there cannot be sound industrial relation and industrial peace. Communication is a being able to answer and ask a variety of different questions. Example, yes or no, what, who, where, when. Instrumental used to ask for something. Regulatory used to give direction and direct others. Optional used to interact and converse with others social manner. Personal used to express a state of mind or feelings about something. Artistic, imaginative, informative. What is the role of communication? Hospitality industry. Excellent communication skill can enhance a guest experience as it shows that you are listening to them, valuing their feedback, and conveying clear message. This can lead to customer loyalty, increased business, and eventually the hotel becoming more successful.
Communication trends in hotel technology. Technology continues to reshape the hospitality industry, with IT becoming more important to hotel operation and the guest experience than ever before. In the competitive hospitality industry, identifying new technology opportunities early on is vital to growing your base to repeat customers, catching the attention of prospecting customers and claiming your spot on the leading edge. Number 1. Mobile door key. Hotels are ditching the plastic card and allowing guests to check into their rooms with their mobile phones. Some hotels have already started implementing this, whether it involves NFC technology or visually scanning a code like many airports now do with plane tickets. Number 2. Self-service. Today, many guests prefer self-serve from remote check into being able to order room service on a hotel device. Remote check-in and check-out options are becoming popular, and some hotels are beginning to work with apps that let guests order rooms service right from their mobile devices. Number 3. Fixed mobile convergence. Once upon a time, people used their rooms' phones. However, the pervasiveness of mobile devices has relegated the conventional room phone to a vastly reduced role. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have a role moving forward. Number 4. Guest apps. The vision of connected guests entails nearly every aspect of the guest experience. Something as complex as that needs a single hub from which to operate, and guest apps for personal mobile devices are the natural place to host all of this function. Number 5. Battle for bandwidth. A smartphone, a laptop, a tablet, and a reader. It seems like hospitality guests bring every internet bandwidth. Sacking devices they own when they travel. And whether they are traveling for business or pleasure, you can bet you're going to hear about if they can connect as quickly and reliably as they are used at home. Number 6. Location-based services. Much of this technology is still in infancy, but the implications are huge. Being able to understand where hotel staff and guests experience, from being able to deliver services to guests while freeing them from their rooms to helping event staff's operation more efficiently to turning over rooms more quickly and beyond. Number 7. Tech launch. Airline check-ins, local info guides, a place where guests can get out of their rooms but still access Wi-Fi to relax or get work done. The use cases for technology in hospitality seem to grow every year. And savvy hospitality businesses are transforming this guest desire into stylish, semi-public spaces where guests can engage tech on their terms. Number 8. Zip Deck. Already popular in the hospitality space in other industry in Europe, Zip Deck is a mobility-enabling alternative to bowland and radio-based networks that is starting to get attention in North America. Many Zip Deck setup bring the kind of features usually found on a fixed network to mobile workers all over your hotel or campus without tethering them down to specific locations. Number 9. Tech-enabled meeting spaces. The modern meeting space has evolved. No longer is it about tables and chairs and nice serving carts. Modern meetings run on technology. Business people needs to make multimedia presentation and video conference. Remote attendees sometimes both strenuously. Number 10. Social listening. Guests have a lot to say about their experiences at hotels, but they don't always say it directly to you. And in the hospitality world where word of mouth and online reviews have started investing,
Tools every hospitality industry professional needs.
Like every other industry, the hospitality industry is improving with the help of technology, and it's up to professionals to keep up with these changes. To run a successful hospitality operation, one has to hire and manage staff, tend to customers, develop marketing strategies, supervise on-site activities, and more. Although this looks humongous, it becomes easier with the right kind of technology and tools. These tools reduce the workload, increase marketing capacity, and make work more comfortable and more organized. To make it easier, here are the most essential 7 tools that are every hospitality industry professional needs. So, yung hospitality industry po ay umuunlad sa tulong ng technology. Sa isang industry, kailangan meron isang tao na mamamahala ng mga staff, mag-aasikaso sa customers, at bumuo ng mga marketing strategies. Syempre, para sa mas mapadali ang trabaho, kailangan gamitan siya ng tamang technology. Kapag gumamit ka ng technology, syempre, binabawasan nito yung workload at mas nagiging organized yung work or trabaho mo. tools for hospitality industry professional needs. Website. First and foremost, every professional needs an official website for their hospitality operation. Whether you're running a hotel, vacation rental, or travel agency, you need a website to reach your desired target audience. Having a website makes coming up with marketing strategies easier and improves the effectiveness of your advertisements. It also allows you to expand your market, increase local reach, and provides easy access to new customers. You can easily relate to your customers by educating them and receiving feedback from them on your services. You can also save money on distribution and printing costs since everything is done online. If you have the skills to create a website, you can do so yourself as they are easy to use and update. If not, it's best to seek help from those who provide hotel, travel agency, or vacation rental website design services. Once your website is up and running, the business operations get way more efficient and effective. Besides, there's no other way to be hospitable than with a user-friendly website. Official website, sa isang company, yung mga professional ay kailangan talaga may official website sila, lalo na sa panahon ngayong pandemic. Dahil hassle lumabas ng bahay, mas madali na lang kung sa social media sila mag-e-inquire. As professional din, kailangan ng website para maabot yung gustong target audience. Mas napapadali din ito yung diskarte mo sa marketing and paggawa ng ads. Mas madali din ma-access ng mga bagong customer kung may website ka. Mas makakatipid ka rin kasi hindi mo na kailangan i-print yung mga kailangan mong flyers para ipamigay sa mga customer mo dahil sinesend mo na lang to through online. Analytical tools. With a website comes essential analytical tools. If you want to keep checking how well your website is working to benefit the business, you can use analytical tools. It also shows you how customers are using and engaging themselves on your website. One of these tools is Google Analytics, which is offered for free. You can use the tool to check how much traffic the content on your business website is generating. It's essential for tracking the progress and monitoring the quality of your website. Customers can make direct bookings on your website. You can also use this analytical tool to check how visitors found your site and which other website directed them to it. It also shows how long they stayed on the website and their geographical location. You can use this information to target your paid advertising to the website that often directs traffic to yours, and also the geographical location where most of your visitors are from. With this information, you know where to improve and how to attract more customers to your services. Analytical tools make marketing and advertisement easier for any hospitality professional. It also makes it easy to use the business website. Another analytical tool to use is IBM Planning Analytics. Ito yung tool na pwede mong gamitin kung gusto mong makita or ma-monitor yung website mo. Makikita mo din dito kung paano nag-i-engage yung mga customer mo sa isang website. Google Analytics para ma-check and ma-track kung okay ba yung progress at quality ng website mo. Sabi nga, kung yung mga customer mo ay pwedeng mag-direct booking, pwede mo din siya gamitin para malaman kung paano nila nalaman o nakita yung website mo. Gamit yung information na nakita mo, magagamit mo siya para sa advertising page ng website na nagda-direct sa'yo. May improve mo din yung dito kung paano ka makaka-attract ng madami pang customers. Yung IBM Planning Analytics ay isa siyang business performance management software na nagde-design para sa implement planning, pagbabudgeting, forecasting solutions, and analytical and reporting applications. Task management tools. Managing a hospitality business or your duties as a professional can be tricky, especially when you have more tasks than you can remember. It's essential to properly manage your workload by being organized so that you don't forget critical appointments or duties. As a rescue, there are many task management tools present. Some prefer to use project management software. Instead, these tools make it easy to prioritize and organize your tasks every day, as well as track your progress of day. When your team is taking on a new project, you can use a task management tool to distribute duties to all team members. You can also use it to set priorities, guidelines, and deadlines. Some tools allow you to add comments that others can see and attach essential files. Then, there is the tracking feature, which shows how much work you've done and what's left. Task management tools are vital for any hospitality professional, as forgetting one important duty can upset customers and disrupt the business flow. Kailangan mong maging organized lalo na sa mga schedule para hindi ka malilito or wala kang makakalimutang duties or appointments. And pwede din gamitin yung tools na yan ng buong team para maging productive everyday yung business lalo na. Email tracking tools. If you work with a lot of emails, especially in areas of customer service and receiving bookings for hotels, travel agencies, vacation rentals, and other hospitality businesses, you will need an email tracking tool to make it easier. Hoteliers have to send hundreds of emails every week, and travel agencies receive bookings through emails. An email tracking tool will make you more competent and responsible for reading and replying to all. Apart from checking incoming mails, your outgoing mails are also important. Whether you are replying to customers, making orders, asking for investments, or more, you need to know that your email was successfully delivered and read. An email tracking tool will show you if your mail was sent to the spam or if it was left unopened. If you're into marketing for your hospitality business, an email tracking tool will give you an idea of how many messages you sent were considered. With email tracking tool, you can be well organized with your messages and be more mindful of your recipients. Yung email tracking tools, pag nagtatrabaho ka sa maraming emails na pumapasok, kailangan mo ng email tracking tools para maging madali ang trabaho. Mas magiging responsible ka sa pagre-reply at pagbabasa sa mga emails. Hindi mo na siya kailangan pang isa-isahin kasi meron na siyang send to all, ganun. And pwede mo siyang mapapadali yung trabaho mo kasi pwede mo siyang basahin and makakapag-reply ka. Customer satisfaction is the core of any hospitality profession. Any professional knows that they must take the feedback and thoughts of the customer into consideration and do their best to ensure that their clients are happy with the service as a hospitality professional. You need survey tools. These tools are the best way to get honest customer feedback on your services. The tools make it easier and quicker, not to mention way more organized than knocking on doors and getting questioned. Survey tools make it easy to conduct market research and particular target audiences for your travel agency, hotel, or vacation rental. With these tools, you can know what people want to see more from your services, what kind of promotion you should hold to increase traffic and customers, what people like about your services, and what you need to improve on. When you know all these little things, it would not only improve your marketing strategy, but make it easier for you and your team to provide satisfying services to new and old customers. So, sa survey tools, mas mapapadali ang trabaho at pagkuha natin ng mga feedback ng customers if we use survey tools gaya ng Google Forms, and hindi na natin kailangan mag door-to-door or pumunta sa isang public place at magbigay ng mga survey forms para makakuha ng feedback ng ating mga customers. Special tools. Depending on the part of the hospitality industry you work in, there are special tools that you might need to improve the quality of the services that you're providing for. Example, no hoteler can run a business without an online travel aggregator, or OTA, which focuses on hotels, flights, car rentals, and activity packages. With an OTA, you can show customers all the offers available in the city they are coming to, especially the activities that they can enjoy close to your hotel. It allows you to target those that are currently traveling and creates more traffic for your hotel. Tool that hospitality professionals need is the global distribution system, which acts as the intermediary between the travel agent and airline or hotel reservation system. The tool is especially useful for travel agents, making it easy for them to book hotels, flights, tours, rental cars, rail tickets, cruises, and more for their customers. With the GDS, you can provide high quality and excellent services to all your customers. OTA or Special Tools, OTA, Online Travel Aggregator, isa itong website na nagpapakita ng mga availabilities or prices na ina-offer ng isang lugar na gustong puntahan ng mga customer. Yung GDS or Global Distribution System is computerized network operated by a company that enables transaction between travel industry. Social media tools. Like all other industries, even the hospitality industry cannot escape the wave of social media. These tools are critical in getting attention from your followers and target audience as they enable you to track and follow what people are saying about your business and be alerted whenever your brand is mentioned. Social media tools can monitor conversations on social media platforms by selecting specific hashtags, keywords, and mentions. Tools, you can provide better and more hospitable services to your customer. Whenever you see a positive mention, you can reply with a message of gratitude and keep in mind what people like about your business. If you see a complaint on any social media platform, you can immediately apologize and mention that you have solved the problem or decide the future course of action to improve. This will show that you are focused on providing top services to your customers, and it helps you enhance your brand. You can do this with social media tools. Some of these tools include TweetReach, and so yung social media tools is importante din yan sa pag-promote natin ng ating business, yung pag-a-advertise. Dito mo makikita kung yung mga comments ng mga customers, either positive or negative. Makakatulong din ang tool na to para mapaayos, mapakanda, at umunlad ang brand natin or yung business na ina-advertise natin sa public.
Communication problem mistake we all make. We fail to say that we mean or we misinterpret the words of another. Whatever the failure, we would be benefit from recognize our communication mistake and learning them into communication skills. And here are the 10 common communication problems and mistakes. First is not truly listening. When we are communicating,
with someone, we often are not committing our full attention. We might be looking at our phones, watching television, or even daydreaming about something else. When we don't actively listening to the person we are speaking to, not only do we run to reach our making the person feel invalidated, but we also miss the important nonverbal cues and may not fully understand the person message. To avoid communication purpose, it is the best gift to speaker 100% of our attention. Effective listening skills include making eye contact, asking clarification, question, and remaining engaged. Ang natural listening, ito yung once na madalas natin ginagawa kapag meron tayong kausap na kung habang may kausap tayo, nanonood ka ng TV, or sabi nga dito, di ba, watching TV, or our phones, looking for phones, yung hindi ka nakapokus talaga doon sa mismong kausap mo. Ito dito tayo pumapasok sa number 1, not truly listening. Mahalaga kasi na kapag may nakikipag-communicate tayo or meron tayong kausap, mahalaga pa rin yung eye contact, yung talagang nakikinig ka mismo doon sa kausap mo. Next is assuming you know the message before the person finishes. We all done it. We're listening to a friend speak and we already assume that we know what doing to be said before they finish their sentence. When we assume we know what the person will say, we miss what actually being said. Honor the speaker by remaining openly curious and listening instantly for the message rather than predicting what will said. Dito naman sa assuming you know the message before the person finishes, kapag alam na natin na parang alam na natin yung topic ng mismong kausap natin or alam na natin yung inaano niya, yung mismo sinasabi niya, mahalaga pa rin yung mahalaga pa rin yung parang kahit alam na natin, makinig ka pa rin. Parang mag-predict ka na lang, nako-curious ka, parang nag-listen ka, mahalaga pa rin yung listening mo pa rin siya. Kasi parang ma-interpret mo yung sinasabi ng kausap mo, di ba? Parang mas mahalaga pa rin na makinig ka pa rin kahit alam mo na yung sinasabi or alam mo na yung nilalaman nung sasabihin ng kausap mo. Third is interrupting the speaker. We probably all interrupted another person mid-sentence once or twice. It can happen accidentally, or we may get so excited about what we want to say and fear we will forget our response if we don't just go ahead and say it. Others may interrupt during arguments as a power move. Whatever the intention, interrupting can make a person feel invalidated, as if what they have to say is unimportant. Have respect for the other person and allow them to finish the message entirely before you respond. Parang dito naman sa interrupting the person, kapag kagaya din sa number 1, kapag sa number 2, kung alam na natin yung mismong sinasabi ng mismong kausap natin, dapat pa rin tayo, yung parang hayaan muna natin mag-finish yung message na sinasabi niya. Hayaan muna natin siyang matapos magsabi sa'yo. Hayaan muna natin siyang mag-end before tayo mag-response. Kasi mas maganda yon kasi ma-interrupt siya kapag mismo tayo yung habang nagsasalita siya tapos sasagot na tayo or mayroon na tayong mga gesture na mga hindi na dapat pala before siyang matapos, kapag tapos na siya, after na siyang nag-open up sa'yo or nagbigay ng message sa'yo, dun pa lang tayo magbibigay ng response para hindi natin ma-interrupting yung sinasabi niya sa atin. 4 is using you statements instead of I statements. Dito naman sa number 4, we are discussing our feelings with other person. We need to own those feelings rather than place the responsibility on other person. it can be easy to say you did this or you did do that. When we use I statement, we take ownership of how we feel and are less likely to make the other person feel attached. Instead of saying, you did call me back, or try saying, I feel hurt when you did return my call. Mas mahalaga pa rin daw yung kapag mag-aano tayo ng mga word, mas magandang ilagay natin you sa bawat statement na nilalagay natin. Kasi parang kapag I kasi parang medyo na-interpret yung mga ano natin kapag word lang na I. So, sabi dito sa number 4, inaano niya na mas maganda na iano mo yung statement na you kesa sa I. Next is, letting your emotion dictate your response. When we react emotionally, we are likely to say things we don't mean. A good communicator allows emotion to sit for a while and chooses to carefully respond rather than react. So, dito naman sa number 5, anuhin natin yung emotion natin sa bawat response natin. Kasi we are likely to say things that we don't mean. And sabi nga dito, a good communicator allows emotion to sit for a while and then choose to carefully respond rather than react. So, mas sabi nga, mas ano yung isang communicator, kung aanuhin niya mismo yung masarili niya, yung parang i-relax niya kapag nakakarinig tayo na parang something na hindi maganda doon sa kausap natin or sa ano natin, mas maganda ang good communicator, hindi ina-allow sa yung emotion niya para maging relax. Kasi mas maganda yon kaysa mag-react ka na agad. I-relax mo muna yung sarili mo bago ka mag-react. Parang ganun yung sinasabi dito sa
failing to account for cultural difference in communication. Cross-cultural communication can be difficult. Words can take on different meanings, and cultural norms surrounding nonverbal communication may vary. When communicating with people from other cultural backgrounds, it's important to account for cultural difference in communication styles. If we don't, we may accidentally offend or miscommunicate with someone. Number 7. Misinterpreting the message. We may misinterpret others more often than we think. To avoid this, it is best to give the person our full attention and paraphrase the message back to the speaker to ensure we have understood correctly. In today's society, we are more susceptible to misinterpretation as we rely heavily on technological communication. Without tone of voice and nonverbal cues, it can be easy to misunderstand each other. When using text or email communication, be sure to use appropriate punctuation and ask clarifying questions to ensure you understand the other person. Being indirect. Being subtle and or indirect in communication is usually ineffective. We can expect other people to read our minds. If you want someone to understand you, try being direct and try not to beat around the bush in conversation. Attacking character rather than behavior. When we are upset with someone, it is easy to say things such as, you are a jerk or you are an idiot, rather than attack someone's character. Unaffected communicator should address the actual behavioral issue and leave it at that. Avoiding difficult conversation. When faced with the possibility of a difficult conversation, many people choose to avoid or prolong the conversation as long as possible. People usually perceive a conversation as difficult when they are faced with telling someone something that person doesn't want to hear. It might be delivering bad news or bringing up a conflict of interest.
Ways to communicate in the hospitality industry. If someone asks what the number one priority was at your hotel, it's very likely your answer will be something along the lines of providing great guest service. The guests who stay at your hotel are not just a uniform line of paying Customers, they have the potential to be brand ambassadors or distractors and can decide the long-term fate of your business. Therefore, it's imperative every guest goes home happy and looks forward to returning. Yun nga, kung ikaw ay isang hoteler at merong mga guests na kailangan natin sila bigyan ng mahusay na serbisyo dahil sila ay may potential na maging brand ambassador at maaaring magbigay ng pangmatagalang pananatili sa iyong negosyo. Dahil ang bawat guest ay umuuwing masaya dahil sa magandang serbisyo sa kanila at inaabangan ang kanilang pagbabalik. One major factor is the way you communicate and interact with guests. Here's what you can do to get it right. Number 1. Keep communication with your guests regular. Prior to their stay, guests are going to be highly anticipating their trip. Maintaining regular contact will keep them excited and assure them you're thinking about them and showing how important it is to offer a positive experience. Send emails, reminders, suggestions, and remember to ask guests if they have any last-minute requests. Often there's always something people haven't thought to ask. A good online booking engine for your hotel's website can facilitate your pre- and post-stay communication with your guests. Number 2. Maintain a consistent level of guest service. Friendly and personal interaction should just be reserved for the conversation between guests and front desk staff. Every staff member in your hotel must work to the same standards and be willing to field inquiries of engage in small talk all times. Whether it's waiter or a cleaner, this will create the impression that you always have time for your guests. Your staff need to see everything from the guest's perspective. If your staff perform as they like, if they were the ones staying at the hotel, there should be no reason for guests to complain. Number 3. Body language towards your guests is equally important. Your staff need to be energetic and cheerful. Around guests, be easy to smile and laugh. Eye contact is imperative when speaking to someone. It's let them know you're genuinely listening to their concern or request. It also helps you staff seem to be enjoying their job and are engaged with their tasks. Guests may feel less inclined to make requests if staff look grumpy or disinterested. Number 4. Keep lines on communication with your guests open. It's very important guests can make requests, give feedback, or ask questions at all times. Only then will they feel they're being properly attended to. If your staff can be on hand 24 hours a day, make sure you're using a messenger app or a chatbot via social media to field any queries they have. Think about how you navigate new experiences. It's natural to have questions and open then about things you considered before your guests are exactly the same. Number 5. Be a symbol to all guests. Obviously, many guests at your hotel will be from other countries and continents. Many of them will not speak the same native tongue as you and may find it difficult to communicate effectively. To make things easier for them, it's important your website and booking engine are multilingual and equipped to handle currency conversation. This will mean international guests won't have to ask many questions and can enjoy a smooth booking experience, while you will also less work on your plate.
Ways to achieve a perfect communication. Listen, listen, and listen. Who you are talking to matters. Body language matters. Check your message before you hit send. Be brief yet specific. Write things down. Sometimes it's better to pick up the phone. Think before you speak. Most common forms of communication used in the hospitality industry. Auditory communication. Auditory communication includes messages that are received via hearing sense. It comprises of music, words, sounds, and noise. In the hospitality industry, auditory communication can be established through different media related to activity and objectives such as by face-to-face communication, via phone call, radio broadcasting. Auditory communication that relies on hearing. Communication is something that is communicated by or to or between people or groups. Audio sound the audible part of a transmitted signal. Visual communication. This includes message received through sight, sign, gesture, and image play a major role while communicating. It also contains mediums such as complaint forms, letters, invoice, contract, labels, and leaflets. Visual communication. Example, visual aids can deliver information more directly. Visual aids are more attention-grabbing and engaging. Tactile communication. This comprises message perceived through touch sense. Through tactile sensation, affection is conveyed. Shaking hands or tapping someone's shoulder may show some positive or negative effects, so it is essential to be respectful in this context and be aware of cultural conventions. For example, greeting at meetings and negotiations are among the different mediums involved in it. Tactile communication refers to all ways our skin affects and reacts to other forms of bodily contact, either from others or ourselves, and signals a message that has at least one meaning. Multi-channel communication. These messages are received through various channels at a time. Television, video, and specifically personalized video and computer are few mediums through which this is possible. Multi-channel communication refers to a company's way of communicating with customers over several different platforms, including email, social media, SMS, and more. What are the barriers of communication? Although the barriers to effective communication may be different for different situations, the following are some of the main barriers. Linguistic barriers. Examples of linguistic barriers include people from different countries interacting with one another, people in some countries having different ways of greeting, and people having some language speaking and different dialects. Psychological barriers. The psychological state of the speaker and listener can affect communication. For example, someone who suffers from social anxiety and or low self-esteem may be too distracted about how they are perceived when talking with a superior. Emotional barriers are the mental walls that keep you from openly communicating your thoughts and feelings to others. It has the potential of preventing you from being your authentic self as it affects your emotions and feelings. Physical barriers. The communication can be defined as an element or a physical factor that acts as a distraction to hinder of the flow of communication. Cultural barriers are challenge to cross-cultural communication within an organization. When people from different cultures who might speak different language, have different cultural beliefs, or use different gestures and symbols to communicate. Organizational structure barriers. Organizational structure barriers refers to the hindrance and the flow of information among the employees that might result in a commercial failure of an organization. Perception barriers are mental blocks that are the result of internal bias we have of people or events around us. They disrupt effectively communication because they prevent us from having healthy conversation with others. Attitude barriers are behaviors, perceptions, and assumptions that discriminate against persons with disabilities. These barriers often emerge from a lack of understanding, which can lead people to ignore, to judge, or have misconceptions about persons with a disability.
What is advantage and disadvantage of communication? Advantages and disadvantages of effective communication. Advantage. Good communication promotes understanding. Effective communication removes the guesswork from any message. Disadvantage. Negative acknowledgement. Advantage. Read emotional cues. Disadvantage. It leaves you vulnerable. Advantage. Build and maintain relationships. Disadvantage. Not being heard. What are the advantages of an effective communication channels? Build trust, preventing or resolving problems, providing clarity and direction, creates better relationships, increases engagement, improves productivity, promotes team building. What are the disadvantages of communication skills? Disadvantages of communication. For planning, effective communication seldom happens by chance. Poorly worded messages, semantic problems, status differences between sender and receiver, perceptual difference between sender and receivers, environmental factors, unqualified assumption, a loss by transmission and for retention. Basic ways to avoid communication barriers. There are a lot of ways to avoid communication barriers. Una is talk slowly and clearly. Pangalawa, learn to ask for clarification from your speaker or your listener. Pangatlo, always check for understanding. Pang-apat, avoid using idioms. Panglima, be mindful of using jargons. Pang-anim, be a good listener and avoid interrupting if someone is talking.